he'll be a superstar.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
This has been a very weird season for me. Like, really, really weird season for me. And what do I mean by that? Well, I haven't got along with Spurs fans at all. Like, at all. One thing in particular is that I've been saying that I don't necessarily think this team has a ton of superstars. Going into the season, I was very hopeful. I'm always optimistic. And people eat that up. People love that. But as soon as I start being a little skeptical, I get thrown under the bus, especially by like normal Spurs fans, okay? Especially on social media, okay? So one thing that I think that we all can at least agree on, or at the very least, I'll be able to say I told you so later on, is that Joshua Primo will be a superstar. Like, I am not at all convinced otherwise. Every single asset of his game, every single thing that he can do, every attribute, I think lends itself to becoming a superstar. And I think it lends itself more so than any other player on this team. And what do I mean by that? Well, if we go down the line, Keldon Johnson, I think that there's very glaring limitations to his game. A little flat-footed at times, a little one-dimensional at times. He's a catch and shooter. He can get into the paint as far as like putting his body into you, but he has a one-track mind sometimes, man. He does. It's just his game, and he's been like that ever since in Kentucky. And I think that he'll be a very good player, but as far as superstar, I don't know there. Devin Vassell, I think that he's going to have a role with the San Antonio Spurs down the line, in which he's going to be like a primary scorer. I think he could become a star, but superstar, that's always tough. And obviously the other players, Lonnie Walker, who knows what's going to happen with that, but Lonnie Walker has things in his arsenal to be a superstar, but it's the mentality that he has. And then DeJounte Murray, we all know that he's an all-star. We won't really go too into DJ, but our boy Joshua Primo, every single thing that he does, every single thing about him lends itself to becoming a superstar. Now it's up to him at this point, but I think all of the tools are there. He can create his own shot, okay? He can facilitate. Not only that, he had a role in which he was a catch and shooter in college. He's in the NBA super early, so I think people need to kind of calm down and saying that, well, he doesn't look that great right now. Like, just chill. Every single thing in his game is there. The defense, the offense. There's actually no part of his game in which I will sit back and say, oh, that is a glaring weakness. I haven't seen it yet. Every single thing that he does, he can do it well. And I always see players as what's their ceiling as far as what they do well right now, what they did well going into the NBA, and how much you think they could possibly improve that thing. I don't really go into these necessarily saying, well, if the player can learn to create his own shot, if the player can get ball handling, if the player can become a better facilitator, if the player can, it's just too many cans. I like to see, what do you do pretty well, what's kind of there, and how much better can you make that? And if those things did get to its highest capability, how good are you? And I think when it comes to Josh Primo, every single thing that he does, if you really look at it and say, well, if he improved on those things, how good would he be? He would be a superstar by far. Even his mentality, I think, is there. Any given second, he can just explode with emotion. He can explode with I think Josh Primo's so hot that my PC's getting ready to restart. But anyways, he can explode with emotion. He can explode with communication. Every single thing about his game is perfect. And all I think is the only weakness that he has right now as it stands is that he's young. That's it. Every single thing he can improve upon. So I just wanted to throw that out there, and I'm going to keep making videos like this, and I'm going to be a broken record. I don't care. I'll make 50 videos about Josh Primo and just saying how much I love his game. But there hasn't been one game from him that I was disappointed in. He's had some games where he's come up short with his shooting and whatnot. But overall, I will say, with the amount of traveling he's had to do with the G League and back to the NBA, it's very impressive that he still goes into these games with a lot of confidence and poise. and he's communicating well with his teammates. He doesn't seem like a rookie at all. At times, it seems like he's the leader. I love how he plays off of Lonnie Walker. I really hope that those guys can play together for a pretty long time if Lonnie comes back. But I just love everything about his game, man. I don't know. I don't know what to say. If any player on this team will become a superstar, it's going to be him. And that's just the fact of the matter. It's going to be him. Every single thing that he does well, just think about if he improved on it, he'll be an absolute monster. Shout out to Nicki Minaj. Not really. She's kind of trash. I'll get with you guys later, man. You want to support the channel, only $2 per month. Patreon, YouTube members, and yeah, I don't have anything else.